It's just as easy to make a $20 to $30K sale as it is to sign a $2,000 to $3,000 client. In fact, I could argue that enrolling a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 client is oftentimes easier than signing a $2,000 client, because people who are here to buy a $20K program are much more decisive, they know what they want, and they go after it. But the problem tends to be that a lot of your marketing, your messaging, like what you're doing to bring in people, is focused on speaking to $2,000 clients or less than that. And that is part of the reason why you're attracting people who are not exactly a right fit for your high ticket coaching program. So in this episode, we're going to dissect the 3 top keys that you need to understand in order to make sure that you attract and enroll $20,000, $30,000 clients into your online coaching business right now. And you might be wondering what authority I have around this. Well, I've been enrolling $20,000, $30,000 clients for years in my own business. Every single month, I enroll at least one high ticket coaching client into my offer. And I'm doing it because there's certain things that are happening behind the scenes in my own strategy and how I'm showing up in my messaging that are really important. But most importantly, I really got clear around these 3 keys that I'm going to share with you right now. So let's start with talking about key number 1. A $20,000 client will not enroll and will not work with you if they feel like what you have to sell sounds like the last 5 things that they invested in. In other words, these are people that are smart. They've invested in the past in their business, very likely in their life, in their relationships, in their health, in their spirituality, whatever it is that you're doing. They've already invested in these things, and therefore they're not going to spend money on something that they feel like they already know, they've already tried, they've already tested, they've already implemented, they've already taken action on in the past. So if your message and what you're doing, and specifically your offer, sounds like every other offer out there, it's going to be so much harder for you to enroll these people in. They're not here to waste their money. They're not here to waste their time. So your job is to make a very clear case around why what you're selling is actually really different than the last thing that they invested in. So what that comes down to is that your marketing, your sales page, your videos on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, your post, your webinars, your video series, whatever you're creating, cannot sound like everybody else's. And my friend, this is like a mistake that most people make. I made this mistake in the beginning. My webinar, my strategies, everything that I did sounded exactly like my coaches. So obviously, it was harder for me to enroll higher ticket clients. But it is when I really started bringing in my message, my angle of mastery, my unique concepts, my unique perspective and point of view, when the people that came to me were different. Now I'm able to attract people out of the blue, it feels like, although we'll talk about why that's not exactly true, who are coming to me and saying, Fabi, how do I get started? Where do I begin? Where do I pay? And they pay in full, 20K, 25K, 30K. And this is normal in my world because everything that comes out of my business, the big picture concepts, the things that are really important, sounds really unique. And this is literally why my clients are bringing in higher ticket clients as well. They know how to position their offer in a way that sounds different. Even if what you're doing isn't really that different, because at the end of the day, you're coaching and it's not necessarily radically different from everybody else's. It's creating your own frameworks, your own methodologies, your own systems, and really showing your unique perspective. This isn't just about, I have this cute little framework here and that's what we're doing, because even if the framework sounds like every other framework out there, then it's going to give people a sense of, I've already bought this in the past. So you really need to make sure that your message, your marketing gives them light bulb moments, gives them these moments of, ooh, that's why this is happening. I never heard of that before. That's what's going to help you bring in people who are going to be more willing and able to invest in what you're doing and how you're going to be able to help them move forward. I don't care if you have 2 PhDs, 5 master's degrees, and years and years of experience and expertise and clients and testimonials and case studies. It won't matter. If they feel like they've already invested in the thing that you're selling, they're not going to invest again, because if it didn't work for them in the past, why would they reinvest in this one more time? So you have to understand that these higher level 20, 30K clients are people that have likely invested in themselves in the past many times before. And so therefore, the offer needs to sound like something that they've never heard before. Key number 2 to attracting 20, 30K pay in full high ticket coaching clients into your business is understanding that these types of people want to feel like you really respect them in every single way. So first of all, that looks like your marketing. If your marketing message sounds condescending, you're talking down at them like they're these poor little victims of life who need your help and need to be saved by you because poor them, it is not going to resonate with them. You're not going to attract people who are like, let's go. You're going to attract people who are more in victim mentality. I call this being the Ursula, speaking to the poor and fortunate souls. You don't want to do that. You want to learn how to speak to people at the highest level possible. Understanding that a 20K pay in full client or 30K client or 50K client is somebody that is smart, that is already empowered, that is already decisive, that is, ready to make the right decisions for them in order to improve this area of their life that is a priority for them to be fixed, right? And so it is really important that you speak to them at that level, not dumbing down the message, not oversimplifying what you do, not looking down at them and speaking to them like they are these hopeless victims of life that can't do anything for themselves. Because what that does is actually becomes an absolute turnoff for higher ticket clients. Every single one of the higher ticket 20, 30K clients that I have enrolled into my business are people that are really appreciative of the fact that I'm not condescending when I communicate with them, that are, again, smart and able. One of my most famous cases is one of my clients who has a $300,000 per year offer, meaning you have to pay him $25K per month into his clearly very, very high ticket offer. And it's obviously a higher level mastermind for higher level CEOs and executives. So therefore, his message can't be about how you're miserable and you're falling apart and poor little you, everything is going wrong, because that won't speak to a high level CEO who would be able to afford a $300,000 per year offer. So if you want to be able to speak to and attract a high ticket client, the key is understanding, well, how do I show them my respect through my message and the things that I'm creating? But the second part of showing respect comes down to your sales process and strategy. These people don't want to feel like a lead. They don't want to feel like they're a transaction, like they're just a number to you. They're a little number in your bank account, and that's it. You have to really focus on nurturing and building a relationship with higher ticket clients. That at least has been my experience. So if you're trying to just automate your way through everything, and I get it, AI, ManyChat, all of the bots and all the things, Claude, ChatGPT, all the things, great, awesome, we can use those. However, understand that none of those things is going to ever replace true connection and building that alignment between both of you, really becoming a match to your person. So it's really important for you to nurture those relationships, for you to talk to these people as if they're human beings, for you to allow them to take their time to evaluate the information that you give them, that you show them exactly who you are as a brand, what you stand for, what you're selling, what the process is like. These are things that are very important if you want to speak to these clients. Literally last week, we enrolled a $15,000 client. And one of the reasons why he enrolled was that when he hopped on the sales call, he said, I love the fact that you didn't pressure me into buying. You gave me the time to evaluate information, to look at everything, to look at what you do. And it felt really empowering. And the moment that somebody pressures me into something is the moment that I walk away and I say, this isn't for me. That's not the way that I buy. So for my experience, you can't pressure a high ticket buyer at that level. You can't just get them to buy right now and make a quick decision. These, again, are smart people. They want information. They want to know that you understand their problem. They want to know that you understand the solution in a unique way. And so it is really important for you to nurture that relationship and look at it from a place of detachment, not from I'm going to reach out to this person because I feel like they're going to buy if I send them a quick hey, I'm just checking in with you message. it has to be really authentic. And so yes, we can use automation to build some of those pieces and allow you to make sure that the connections and touch points are there, but they want to feel like you respect them and they want to feel like you actually care about them. And again, I feel like this is a major reason why I am able to enroll these 20K clients into my business consistently. I just had a conversation with somebody today who is an incredible fit for my one-on-one offer. And he was literally tearing up on the conversation. I mean, literally tearing up. And it was because we had a real, authentic connection. And I think that building those connections is a really important key to making sure that they feel respected and they feel like you're coming in from a place of serving and really helping these people solve the problem versus they're just a number in your bank account. Key number 3 is that 20K, 30K clients want to have information that is really clear and direct and shows them exactly what you're going to do together. It's funny because oftentimes people think that they have to create something that has a very clear ROI to everything that is there. And I don't think that that's necessarily true for a higher ticket offer. I think that as long as you have a lot of clarity in terms of how the problem shows up, how you're delivering a result for that, what are the specific details that you're doing, you can sell something that is highly intangible and still get a lot of amazing results for people and bring in clients that are higher ticket. I have tons of examples of this over the years. Even the 300K per year example that I just gave you is a great example of that. What this person sells is mental toughness. It's not tangible, like you're gonna get X amount of money back from that, or you're gonna lose X amount of pounds or kilos or whatever if you do this. It's a very intangible thing. And yet he's enrolling $25,000 per month clients into that offer. And so it really comes down to you giving your audience a lot of clarity in terms of what is it that you're actually doing, not just being vague about the outcome and being vague about the offer and, thinking that you can just push people through on a sales call without telling them the details and just pressing on pain points, but actually empowering your audience through information. So for example, for us, we do this a lot. I have a 20-minute video. You can find that at readytoinvestclients.com, where I go very deep into walking people through how to attract ready to invest people. How do you attract higher ticket clients into your business, right? But then from there, the entire nurture process that happens from the moment that you sign up for that 20-minute training to the moment that you enroll as a client is really intentional. There's a lot of intention into every little thing that we're doing. It's not just about, let me just pour information and get you on the call, but when you book that 15-minute call with me, I give you so much value up front. I'm constantly planting seeds and showing you how my process is different, how I view your problem in a unique way, and how the way that we do things is actually going to solve your problem. And so when somebody moves on to a sales call, for example, I also give them a lot of information. I give them a PDF that has a breakdown of all of our programs. I have sales pages with detailed information. I have case studies. I have testimonials. There's lots of information available because I want my audience to really have a lot of clarity around what I do. And yet at the same time, I'm giving information that is needed. So back in the day, I used to have a 1 hour long webinar where I would walk people through all of these different things. And then the sales call was an hour long sales call. And it was like hours of context and information, but at the same time, it was still very vague. And therefore, it was harder for me to enroll these higher ticket clients. Today, I have a 20-minute video. You can imagine that 20-minute video goes straight to the point. Like it is very, precise with what I'm saying, very intentional. And I'm doing everything in a very clear way because I want to make sure that my high ticket buyer gets exactly what they need with the information that I'm giving them. So this is why I do it like that. And then from there, I move people into a 15-minute call. And that 15-minute call is not a sales call. It's a call where I'm evaluating their message. I'm evaluating their needs. And I'm really going deep into understanding what they need, what's going on. Is it a messaging problem? Is it a marketing issue? How can they optimize their messaging? I'm writing the messaging for them so that they can get better results. And if they're interested and they're a good fit, then we move them into a sales call. But throughout the entire process, there's so much nurturing, there's so much clarity around what makes me different, what makes our process unique, and how we can serve people in a very powerful way that by the time somebody lands on a sales call, they already know the programs, they already know the pricing, they already know what we do, they have the information available. high ticket 20, 30K clients want to know what they're getting themselves into, which kind of ties themselves into what I said at key number 1, which was if it sounds like everything else they're not going to buy. Well, key number 3 is give them the information to show them that what you do is different. Plant seeds so that throughout the entire sales process, by the time they get to the sales call, they're already convinced. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to overcome objections. The objections have been overcome throughout everything because you're giving them super hyper clear information around what is really important to them. So these are the top 3 keys that I feel are fundamental in you being able to attract 20, 30K clients into your business. Literally, these are the things that are the core and center of my business. The things that I teach my clients, but the things that I embody in everything that I do as well, right? Everything that I do is focused on making sure that I'm giving value. I'm showing that what I'm doing is different. I'm speaking to my audience in a way that is the highest level possible, giving them light bulb moments, showing them how the work that I do is different and why they have problems or what the problems are, why the problems are showing up for them, and how we can help them solve them. I'm giving them information. I'm empowering them with information. I'm respecting them throughout the entire process. And therefore, without doing anything different, because I'm still doing the same 20-minute webinar for everybody, whether you're a 5K client, a $500 client, or a $30,000 client, it's the same strategy. But the difference is that when you have a message and those keys that I mentioned really clearly determined and embodied into everything that you do, it starts calling in the buyers. It starts calling in people that are like, yes, I'm ready to move forward. This is exactly what I need. So I hope that this made sense. Make sure you go to Ready to Invest Clients to sign up for the 20-minute training so you can watch for yourself all that is needed to speak to and attract Ready to Invest high-ticket coaching clients into your business. And you go to brandmessagesession.com to book the 15-minute session with me where I will take a look at your messaging, see what's up, how you can optimize it so that it speaks to higher level, higher ticket clients. And finally, make sure that you subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.